process today was for us was also that we're launching our Living Well app. I know it sounds all techie, and so that's something that's been launched today, and it's funded from the Department of Social Services, funded for the Royal Commission, Community Benefits, Community-Based Support Services. So this was something or I put together and our teams put together with the support of many people. So I know that's it's kind of a bit new in the sense of using apps, and I guess people are getting involved with them with smartphones, etc. And it's one of those kind of potentialities that we need to. It's good to tap into and be aware of. So I'll talk you through the app in a kind of general way, but also trying to think of it for practitioners and people working in the area. And I'll try and do about a 5-10 minute piece, so I'll take you through that. And the wonders of modern science. David asked me whether I was going to do a Steve Jobs sort of thing. I'm clearly not, but I will talk you through. So, okay, so the app is now available on the iOS App Store, Apple App Store, and on Android from this week. There's a number of functions, and I'll take you through those different areas. It's tried to build on current evidence base and support around health and well-being, but also builds on trauma-informed care and what works there. It's for men who've been sexually abused or sexually assaulted. It also can be used by friends and family, but also by practitioners. It's about giving you useful resources and latest information. So the well-being section's the first section. That then splits into 6 sections, as you can see here. What it does, it recognises that for mental health and well-being, there's some significant pillars that we're aware of. That it's not always about orienting ourselves to the problems, but looking at how we might build connections in the community. So we might go into that section and talk about how you might look after yourself. So one of the things men talk about is pets being, teaching them how to love, and about how you might understand and work with pets around building connection in your life and then translating that to other parts of your life. So that's a very small sort of part of that. We've got grounding exercises, which is about recognising that sometimes people might feel overwhelmed, and so you might have a list of grounding exercises that you might practice. Having this app with you any time means that you can, have your phone with you. You do not need to be connected to the internet. It's standalone, and it's really, really important for us that was the way it operated. It means also that you can populate it and personalise it the way you would like things to do. You might choose to make some notes about what's happening, so you might put down, hello everyone from South Bank. Now I could start editing that if I wanted, and then if we're going to do that, save or whatever around that. So I'll go to that. That's one small section. Physical well-being. That's recognising that exercise, eating well, sleeping well also contributes to mental health. We know that when you're physically active, that gets the good stuff flowing through your brain, assists you in dealing with problems better, so there's some tips and everything around that. There's some learning and thinking. It's recognising that there's unhelpful patterns of thinking. There's ways of thinking. So you guys would be aware of things like stewing and ruminating, catastrophizing, overgeneralizing, all or nothing thinking, shooting or musting, totalizing or labeling, mind reading, all that sort of stuff, general reading about how you might do that. And then there's also tips about how you might address that and support yourself if that's something you find yourself doing. There's living by your values. That's acknowledging that we establish your values and how we might live our lives. Acceptance, commitment, therapy kind of work. It's giving people about tips about how they can develop a picture of their values, ask them some questions for them, what might be the values for their lives, etc. and all that. You can schedule appointments. That's just in this small section. Also, as practitioners, we know that mindfulness is quite useful. So put 15 mindfulness in here. We've got the text based in there. You can play the audio if you wanted around mindfulness. Men's and women's voices that you can use, that I've included in there. So there's all they can have it. You might do a mindfulness breathing exercise in a counselling room. The person can then move and take this away with them. They can then use it whenever they want. So they have that repetition of that experience, sitting with somebody who was showing care and compassion and thoughtfulness with them, and they can use that mindfulness wherever they want. Along with the mindfulness, we also have relaxation exercises. There's 7 of those. I've got both audio and text. You can have that as a favourite for you when difficulties arrive. So that's just the wellbeing section. put an assessment, self-assessment in here. This is the Warwick and Edinburgh Mental Wellbeing Scale. It's used throughout the UK now. It's one of the recognised mental wellbeing systems. It's only 14 questions. The questions are all strength-based. So you might go, I've been feeling optimistic about the future some of the time. Sorry, get that one. Then I'd go through, sorry, I need to click it and then click. And so then I can just go through this if I wanted to. But then I'd get a score at the end. I can track my score over time. So then I get a peek and I can look and see where my score is or what happened. Also at the end of the questionnaire, that we haven't got it here, but then it'll link you back into the wellbeing, the mindfulness exercises, the practice that we know will contribute to mental wellbeing. So when we're dealing with problems, not just into kind of problem solution focus, we're linking back in what's the core values for me, keeping myself strong, what are the things, am I doing the good routines that help us? So that's very much part of that. I've got the learn section. People saw the Living Well booklet that Cameron and I helped write, the small booklet, about 60 pages. I've got every single thing that's in that booklet around nightmares, about flashbacks, so I might give you a description of flashbacks, what might be the common experience around that. And then you might look at options after that about how you might deal with those flashbacks, and tips for dealing with that, and ask yourself some questions to ground yourself, typical flashback routine. So that's with you. I've got more information than is in the booklet. So that's part of that. We've got instant responses, so you've got things like I might be feeling anxious or worrying. I might rate my anxiety at about a 5. I then get a response in relation according to my rating of that particular problem. It'll give me some tips about how I might continue to prioritise my well-being routine, as well as activities to help calm and increase your sense of personal control. I then have a number of suggestions. Start a private personal journal. If that just suggestions doesn't work for me, I've got another one. Then I get another one, and I can keep them through until I feel I've got a suggestion that's going to work for me this time. So that's all rated separately too, depending on the problem, and then the rating you give for that problem. And that's on a kind of low, moderate, high, and very high. All of those things are there. Also, we've got a breathing aspect for this. This is really useful for people to have, because we have to remember that sometimes people have been abused in a context where people have spoken very quietly and calmly to them. So listening to mindfulness is really, really quite distressing sometimes, because they're hearing this person talk quietly to them. They get all that other negative chat in their head. So one of the ways to deal with that is actually to have a good breathing exercise. Bessel van der Kolk spoke about things like this being very good. So what I've done is I've created a timer. I might choose to do a 1-minute exercise. We could even do it here now. I might like a beep, I might like a charm, or I might like a vibrate. I've got a vibrate function, because then what's useful about that is that I can sit and do that and nobody will know. I'll just have the phone in my hand. It'll breathe on a breathe in and a breathe out. I might choose, that I'll actually do 5.5 breaths per minute, because I want to moderate in chest breath. If I wanted to, I could schedule an appointment. So I might say, I want to schedule an appointment. So I might do it once or daily, and I might do it at a particular time. So I'll leave that one there. But I might start this one just so you see how it works. That's on a beep. Might do a chime. Well, you can think about this. I'll let this run now for another 40 seconds. Can I invite you just to breathe in on one and breathe out on one? Sit there, get your belly bigger when it breathes in and small when it breathes out. That was 40 seconds. You can carry this around wherever you want. You can do 1 minute, 10 minutes, 20 minutes if you wanted to do that as a breathing exercise. If you're sitting outside court, you're getting highly anxious, you're worrying about that, just hold the phone in your hand, just breathe in, you breathe out. You physiologically calm yourself. Once you're physiologically calm, then the front of your brain can come in and you can start thinking about what you need to do now and what's useful for you. I've also included a support function up the top, which when it gets clicked there. Now I've got a number of them. I've got your general support networks. Now what I can do is I can add my my own support network. You know how when we're working with people around trauma, we might want to add friends' names or something like that. So I'm going to put Ken in. And Ken, your home number in New Zealand is? So and then I'll save it. Okay? And I'll put a number. We'll imagine it's 0000. Right, so I've saved that. Now Ken's now in my number of support networks. If something comes up and I want to talk, I can just ring that. I can call straight away, and Ken's there. He's my support person. I can call him any time, and he's in there. I can obviously change that or delete that at any time. I have all the general sort of lifeline, men's line, suicide callback, national sexual assault, family domestic violence line. I've got the Royal Commission. I've got the USA numbers, the UK numbers. In New Zealand, I've got the lifeline number for you guys. If you wanted to, that calls that. If I clicked on that number, if I was in New Zealand, you go straight through to the lifeline number. I've got useful websites, Living Well, the others 1 in 6, and other websites, and I've also got Beyond Blue and all those, and they can go straight through. I've also got helpful audio, because that's recognised people have different mediums, as David was saying about getting on with things. Now I can add that from my music collection. I won't click on add. One of the ones I like, because music's one of my great loves and passions, and it gets me out of all the crap space, I might just click on that, and I might just rack up some music and walk home with some music like that, just to clear my head, in a sense, around this. So I can put that in there. I can also, and this is where I'm going to have real fun, I've got these things up. I'll put this one up. So I've got a load of images up there that remind me about keeping myself on track. But, let's see if we can do this, I can also add photos. And I can say I can take a photo, I can pick a photo. I'm going to take a photo. And I'm going to take a photo of you guys. Yeah? I will delete it from my phone, just so you know. All right? So I'm going to use that photo now. And so that photo is now appearing in my phone if I want to have a memory of good times, and I can look after myself in a sense around that stuff. So I can do that. So all of those different sections are on there. The app is free. I've also included in the app a blog straight through to our blog. When I was hearing this morning, somebody was talking about the Japanese practice of putting stuff together. Who's doing that?
That was Tim Caird.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so I put that. So when I heard him talking about that, I immediately clicked on our website. I looked through Tumblr. I looked for the Japanese practice of making things with gold. I posted it on the website. Anybody can access our blog. They can post stuff, and they can check stuff through, and then we can have a kind of engagement. I do monitor that one, so it's not one that can just go straight through. We make sure it fits well with our stuff, and then of course we use them. So that blog is constantly working as well with us. So that is the app. It's now available. Practitioners use it, share it, give it away, make sure it works. Tell me, give me feedback. We'll improve it. I'll do a next iteration. We'll improve it. Apple's talking about doing some interesting stuff around having biometrics, etc. I want to try and do that as part of it as well for helping working around that. So that's the app. So this is about giving people practical takeaways. Yeah, it's not about me, it's not about my, it's about giving the skills, the knowledge, support, and about assisting people. It's a giveaway. Well, just for you also to know that, of course, everything here is being recorded. We're going to make that available. But also, I'm working with Patrick and Griffith University and other colleagues kind of around the world. We're looking that by October, we have a complete online training package for working with men who've been sexually abused, with videos, with material, course modules. I think we're running at about 12 plus at the moment. I'm also working with 1 in 6 in Canada, the Men's Project out of Ottawa with Rick Goodwin, who have a long history of working and providing men's group programs, and we're working on doing a 10-week group program which we will make available to everybody from October with backup stuff online as well, so that we can have proper evidence-based program with pre-post testing around trauma support. So it's about ongoing contributing to people's well-being, not just that it was a good program, but my life is better because of that.